Okay, so hopefully most of you know that we've been working on developing a new not-for-profit shared space here at McDonald Island. So everything's falling down. Let's put this down. So McDonald Island, the facility that you're in right now, is expanding. A very exciting development, and Michelle's here, and she can answer all of your questions about. I won't put you on the spot, Michelle, about the expansion itself. But it's going to involve potentially a new football stadium and a link to a new building via a pedway from this existing building to a new building. And in the new building, there will be a space for not-for-profits to share offices but go beyond that. It's not just about co-location, it's about bringing the right organizations together to collaborate and be innovative and work together in this sector. So we have formed 2 committees to help us through that process of not only designing the space, but also designing or making a recommendation to the McDonald Island Board about how we should operate the space and what the governance model should be. So McDonald Island Park has set up a committee to manage the expansion of the entire facility. And under that, we have 2 subcommittees focused solely on the Shared Space Center. We have had 1 initial meeting, and we are in the process right now of looking at all the best practices out there, not only in Canada, but in North America, looking at potential models, looking at potential design concepts for the interior of the space. And we hope in July to have a bit more of a go-forward plan of how we're going to come back to you as a community for input and work our way through so that we can bring forward a proposal to the McDonald Island Board by the end of the summer, early fall. So what we'll be hearing from us over the next few months are information about how you can provide input to the committees and the next steps. And ultimately there'll be an expression of interest called out so that I know there have been organizations in the past who over the past year who have expressed interest in this space. Lots has changed in that year, so we will go out again, likely with another expression of interest where you'll have a bit more detail around what this space might look like, and we'll ask a lot of questions of you. And then there will be several opportunities for input and just getting a sense of who might be the right organizations to go in this new space. It's approximately 30,000 square feet-ish. As you know, designs are fluid and change based on various levels of approval. It would be in the new building on the 2nd floor, and we have, outside boundaries right now, but we have no interior boundaries or interior design at this point. Still lots of work to do with the committees as well as with the community around what this space will be. But it has incredible potential to be a wonderful not-for-profit center where you bring organizations together to collaborate and be innovative and work together. I think that's pretty much, Michelle, unless there's anything else you want to add. So Michelle is chairing the Shared Space Committee that'll be focusing on the design of the space. And I am chairing the committee that is working on the development of a proposal around the governance and operating model for the space. And we are working together on that. Any questions?
Can I add something?
Absolutely.
Just from a council perspective, because I think it's important for the nonprofits to understand the timing of things. My understanding is we're going to be presented with a plan this month before we break for the summer. And construction and design and construction will happen in short order. And so we could have a finished facility by spring 2014, possibly fall of 2014. So I mean, it sounds like a ways away, but it's not. And so I think it's really important from a council perspective that these conversations are happening now, and that you're really exploring the potential of what a shared space could be. Because I think there could be a tendency to be old school and saying, I want 4 walls, I need storage space, I need the door to lock, and that kind of thing. And for some organizations that's required, but I think certainly the encouragement would be to think outside the box and imagine what you can do when you can do it together in a different way. And thank goodness these conversations are happening, because if Michelle and her crew build a space in isolation, inevitably people will just not be happy at the end of the day. So I encourage you to be a part of this. Thank you.
Great, thanks for that. I should also mention that we have 2 existing shared space in the region already, and we're developing this new one with McDonald Island, but that's not the end, likely, of shared space in the region. We're likely going to need more, and we're hoping through social prosperity and other conversations to influence planners and developers and those people who are helping to grow the region to help them understand that there's a need for shared space, not just in downtown, not just on McDonald Island, but in other parts of the community as we grow. And so we will work together with everyone to help to pull together a bit of a regional plan around what we would like to see in the community for our shared space for not-for-profits. And then it does go beyond physical shared space. We hope to have shared services. So we'll start one step at a time, but it doesn't mean you have to be in one of these shared centers to have shared services. And so, but potentially we could have central hubs of administration or joint communication services, joint finance services, HR services that could come out of some of these centers but be available for other not-for-profits even if you aren't located in those centers. So there's lots of potential here. We're very early days, but that's where we're headed. And we're more than willing to have volunteers help us with the regional concept if you have a passion in that area. All right. I think that was all I wanted to update, unless anyone had any questions. And feel free to contact myself or Michelle if you do have questions or concerns or want to get involved.